I see people are finding me. Good, thank you. Hi, Patsy. And there's Pat. We're going to wait a couple more minutes. I did get on just a minute or two early just to make sure everything was working okay. Okay, it looks like my sister's on. I got like 3 devices going tonight just to make sure everything is okay. Let's see. Okay, so let me double check something. People are logging in. I can see that. People are logging in. I can see that. All right, looks like we got in. I can see that. My volume go down. Okay, it looks like we got Pat and Patsy. Hi, Sue. Okay, it looks like we got Pat and Patsy. Hi, Sue. Okay, it looks like we got Pat and Patsy. Okay. Hi, Sue. All right, I think we're ready to go. Cindy Todd's here. We got Ronnie here, Sue. Sue, I can never remember where you live. Is it North Carolina, South Carolina? I know Cindy's in California. Patsy's up north of me, up towards Bangor. Did you guys get a pop-up? Was it easy to find it tonight? I know I have a new customer that's texting me. She's trying to get in. All right. I hope everybody had a great day. It was a beautiful fall day here in Maine today. Good. Oh, thanks, Wani, for letting me know that. All right, I'm going to wait about 30 more seconds and then I get started. There's Carolyn. Oh, I'm so glad. Check your volume. Can people hear me? Oh, in Illinois. I could never remember where you live. I'm not very good at geography. All right. I'm going to bring my iPad a little closer. I can't see that far. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I guess people are finding me. I see Donna's jumping on. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad to see you. Hopefully this time is better for people. I've missed you, so let's give it a whirl. So today is the day of 15% off on stamps, cling stamp sets in the annual catalog. So if you want to take advantage of that deal, it ends tonight at midnight Mountain Time. If your order is less than $150, could you please use this host code? If it's more than $150, you do not need a host code. I want you to get all the benefits, all the extra rewards. Okay. So that's that. A couple of housekeeping things before we get started. I have my final crop, Coats for Kids, which is a great cause. We raise money for them to be able to buy coats for children that are in need at the local elementary school here in Lewiston. So we still have some spots. It's Saturday, October 30th, 8 to 4. If you look on my Facebook page, you can see where to mail your check or whatever. But if you need more information, please email me or private message me. The next Paper Pumpkin kit is going to be in November, and it's going to be some gift bags. But I'm going to start trying to figure out a date on my time. I'm going to try to do a video. I don't know if it'll be live or recorded video of some alternates, because I really think the Paper Pumpkin is such a good value for what you get. So if you want to try one but not have to sign up for a subscription, please let me know, and I can order one kit for you and you can try it. If you do our Paper Pumpkin subscriber, and for whatever reason, you can always pause a month. Usually I send out an email about what's coming up. And you can also, if you get it and you don't like it, please let me know. I will take it back from you and give you $22 in Stampin' Up! Products. I like to do a monthly paper share. Right now, it's all about Christmas cards. So the paper that you will get, a fourth of a package, is the new peppermint and gingerbread. Again, I can post this flyer one more time. I only have, I think, 2 kits left. One for sure, but I think it's 2. I don't have the list in front of me right now. So you better get it. It will be ready by the end of the month. Heads up, we do have a new product that's coming out from Stampin' Up! A new suite of products. It will be available for limited time. Sometimes people are looking for new things and can't wait to the new catalog. So this is a promotion for the whole package: paper, stamp set, dies, blings, some new cotton paper. I'm not too sure what that's all about. The whole bundle is $82, but you can buy certain parts. It will be available for you to purchase on November 2nd. Okay, I think I got all my housekeeping stuff. So those of you, most of you know me, but I will be downloading this to YouTube tomorrow. My name is Corinne Sandin. As you know, I've been teaching stamping and scrapbooking for many, many years here in the Lewiston area. So for the next few weeks until the end of November, like I've been telling you, I am going to take the month of December off. We're all way too busy with the holidays. I am, as well as you. It's going to be geared to little Christmas things for you. So there may be some little tree holders. There is a nice pad calendar one coming up. I think there's a home decor. There's gift card holders, you name it. And I'll try to do a card every week. So let's start with the card this week. This is what it looks like when it's flat and you mail it. You might have to put a little note in it because it is an easel card. The other thing I've noticed this week, and I'm sure you can all vouch for this, I get so caught up in my new stuff, I forget about some of my old stuff. So in this one, I have incorporated some new products, but this was a stamp set that came out, I believe it was last year. It might have even been the year before. They don't put the year on the stamp sets anymore, so it's hard to remember. So I'm using this Perfectly Plaid. When it originally came out, it was a suite with a punch here that corresponds. Then the new products that I'm using in this is this beautiful wintry folder that you can see here. Some pretty designer series paper and this new sheer real red ribbon. These little stars, you can't purchase those. They were left over from a Paper Pumpkin. So let's get started with that. I do some of the stuff ahead of time just to say, so that you're not on here, you know, for 2 hours. I personally don't like that. So this little folder, like I said, is the Wintery 3D folder. It comes with another one. It is a small one, so for those of you that have the mini embossing machine, it will fit in that. So I'm using the Evening Evergreen. This is your standard card that is 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it at 4 1/4 and then 2 3/4, I believe. I will have all the measurements up, 2 1/8. I will have all the measurements up on my page tomorrow, as you know, most of you that follow me. Let me grab a bone folder here, hiding behind my iPad. Okay, so I'm going to burnish this really well. Now this one, I want it to fold in to create my easel. Burnish it really well. And sometimes you got to redo this one after. So you can see how it creates that tint. So I have 2 pieces of Whisper White that measure 4 by 5 1/4. One is not, doesn't have anything on it. It's for the inside. And then this is for the top. So then I have a 1 3/4 piece of Designer Series paper. And I forgot the name of it. But I'm sure somebody here will type it in. I'm sure somebody will type it in a minute what the name of it is. Grab my ribbon. So I always use the cheating method. What does that mean? I'm going to take a piece that's just about 1 inch longer than what I need. And I take some tape. I'm going to put the tape right across this because I got to attach it anyways. So I'm going to pick off that protective coating. This is the tearing tape. I'm going to try to center this as best as I can. So you will see, that's what I mean by the cheating method. Let's put this beautiful Designer Series paper on. Now it's not painted Christmas, it's, let's see, I got a catalog right here. Thank you, Patsy. It is, actually it's in the annual catalog now that I think about it. Let me grab my catalog here and look it up for you guys. So, it is called, right here. It's called Tidings of Christmas. It is a 6x6 pack, so you get 48 sheets. And you can find it on the bottom of page 133 of your big catalog, the annual catalog. Oh, don't tell me I'm out of glue. Let me grab another one. I buy 10 of these at a time, so I'm never out of it completely. Alright, this is my absolute favorite glue. Once you get used to it, you'll love it too. Alright. So I'm going to line that up nice and even with the bottom there. Okay. Burnish that so it sticks well. Now I can take this little piece and put it over that, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of, oh, looks like it's a little long. I didn't cut that, must have been a scrap I took. Let me grab my scissors. All right. I do that all the time, you know, I put all my scraps in a bag and I think, oh, that looks good, I'll grab that. And, okay. All right, I see there's a couple of new people that have joined us. So I want to map this onto what a standard base is. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to center this so that I can have a frame of the evergreen all the way around. I'm going to hold that there just for 15 seconds or so. All right, now I leave this on my spool. I'm going to slide this under and try to tie a bow. I do 2 bunny ears, I call them. Those of my wonderful customers that have been with me for a long time. I find I can get my bow flatter when I do that. So I just make 2 loops and tie the loops together like a knot. There. Now let me grab my scissors for ribbon. All right, so that's all set. So this piece here is going to get attached. You can see how this is the normal fold of our card, and this is where I scored it at 2 1/8. So to make sure that I only get glue where I want it, I'm going to put it on here. Oh, every now and then we get a hiccup. It's a spectrum thing. My TV's been doing it all day today, driving me nuts. So again, I want to stand this up so I can make sure that it's right on the edge. I'm going to flip this over and burnish it. Make sure that glue attaches well. Then this plain white piece that I didn't do anything to it is going to go on the inside. You just double check it, make sure it's okay. Yeah. So again, I'm just putting some Tombow so I can write a little note. I like to always include a little note with my cards. Most of my cards, I do not stamp them inside because of that reason. Hold that there just for about 10 or 15 seconds. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. So, the stopper for this is the Evening Evergreen, and I punched it out with this Label Me Lovely punch, which was a package deal last year. Now they're separate. And then the words is Label Me Fancy. So let me get a piece of scrap out here. I can find one. I'm going to stamp my Merry Christmas from that Perfectly Plaid Stamp Set that I showed you at the beginning. I am on a thick pad here, so I don't need to put a mouse pad underneath. I don't have to worry too much about getting it straight as much as I have to worry about it getting it crispy, because I'm going to punch it out anyways. Yeah. And then we need another piece. While that's drying, I'm going to stamp my tree. So I'm using 2 different trees from this stamp set. I'm using this solidish one and then this detailed one. And I'm using the evening evergreen. That's the thing that I like the best about Stampin' Up! Is that they do all the matching for you. You don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to pick up ink with this. I'm going to stamp off. I want it to be lighter. Then come in and stamp on my paper. Right there, just holding that for a few seconds. Look at how pretty it is. Then I'm going to ink this up. What? What? I'm still recording on here, but it's not showing on my iPad. Alright, now I'm going to stamp this full strength right over that to give myself a little bit of details. See? Isn't that pretty? Alright, let me close this up. Oh, I need to stamp some words too while I got my ink out. So I have this little strip. And I'm taking some words from the same stamp set. And it's hard for me to see over the camera. Stamp that right there. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so I think we have all of our stamping done. Grab my tree punch. I'm going to line it up as best as I can. Pop that out. Then I went ahead and I got a Starburst circle and a 2-inch circle, and I already embossed it with the textile, Tasteful Textile. As you can see, I use it quite a bit. It's already warped. It's one of my favorites. So I'm going to attach these 2 together. I love these colors. This is a soft succulent and evergreen, which is both of them are in colors this year. So I want to put some pop-ups behind my tree. I'm going to center that right there. Let me grab my other punch. So the words are going to be punched out with Label Me Fancy. I think I'm going to need a Post-it note. I think you guys have seen me do this trick. If your paper's not long enough, you just take a Post-it note. Kind of use it as your third hand, I call it. Punch that out. So this has to be popped up onto this. So I'm going to grab some pop-ups, but I'm going to use my edges here. Now you can determine how far you want your doorstopper, I call it, to be. I want mine fairly close to the edge, as you can see here. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to make sure my card is nice and straight and try to center this as best as I can, which the center point of this should be on about 2 3/4. Now I can put my words on. You can use your favorite glue of choice. Some people like tape runners. Some people, I prefer wet glue myself, but whatever your favorite choice is. Just remember that this is embossed, so sometimes the newer tape runners that Stampin' Up! Sell work really well on the embossed ones. But sometimes, for those of you that don't know me well, anything that's not Stampin' Up!, I call it bootleg. So then I would just embellish it with the, I just want to set up so it'll dry. We're going to get started on the next project. I would embellish it with my little gold stars after. So one of my favorite things, my two favorite things when it comes to paper craft, and of course it's cards, that's always a given, but I like to do what I call paper crafts, and I love punch art. So if I can do a combination of paper crafts and punch art, I'm a happy girl. So I have 4 grandchildren and a beautiful, beautiful great nephew who loves, oops, I'm sorry, that was a meter. I'm on a continuous meter. Who loves to get surprises from me. So my oldest grandson, Costello, just gets so wowed by what I make, and he loves the Grinch. So this is the Grinch that stole Christmas. And then after when I'm done, I'm going to show you a few other samples that I've made. They're all basically the same. It is a microwave popcorn. The only suggestion I have for you is to make sure you measure your popcorn, because not all popcorns are created, the Grinch, yeah. Not all popcorns are created the same. So I'm using a piece of Granny Apple Green. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bone folder and kind of curl it. Not a lot, but break down some of those fibers a little bit. It just makes it easier to attach. And I don't make any two the same. You can ask my grandchildren that. There might be 2 Grinches, but the hat might be different, or the eyes are different, or something. And I have repeat customers that will contact me every year to see what I've made and typically order some for their grandchildren. So this is just a package of microwave popcorn. You can see it comes in a cellophane. I do leave that on. I fold that little bit in, and I use my tearing tape just to clean it up and to hold it down. I want to attach the cardstock so it doesn't slide out. So there it is. I'm going to burnish it, and I'm going to take the edge that does not have the tape. My particular piece is just like a card, 5.5 by 8.5. So let's burnish this. Get that protective coating off. Try to line it up so it looks nice and neat. All right, then I just took a bunch of scraps that I have. I did some ahead of time, just to save time. And so, so the green part of the eyes, you can use any size circle. I'm just telling you what I used. So the green part of my eyes are 1 inch. The white is a 3/4, in the eyes a 1/2 inch, and then the nose was just an oval I had. I have some old punches. So let me grab a piece of, since I don't have the top punched out, I'm going to show you how you can make it without punching it out. It's perfectly fine. So you need about a 4-inch piece. Oh, a 1/2 inch wide is fine. Now, if you don't have an edge punch that can do that, but you got a crimper, that would be very, very cute too. But for this purpose, I'm going to just attach it just like that. I am going to use heavy tape because they're going to go in the mail. So I have a little bit hanging off. Again, you can measure this any size you want. My red piece is about 1 1/4, I believe. Nope, 2 inches. Let me grab a corner rounder. This is an old corner rounder that we had back in the day. Some of us have been with Stampin' Up! Almost as long as I have, if not longer. Alright, so let me put that up top. I want to hang it over a little bit. I'm going to put my glue right here. And if you do craft fairs, I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many of these I have sold over the years from doing craft fairs. I'm just going to hold that there for about 15 seconds. Alright, so then I have a dauber here. And I have gotten the Granny Apple Green. So I'm just going to sponge all the way around using a dauber. I call it actually flicking. Everybody has a different name, but that's what I call it. Because you're just flicking this against your cardstock. Then I want to dirty him up a little bit. So again, I'm just flicking ink. I'm not being particular. Those of you that have little grandchildren, they will absolutely love this. And then I just want to make them dirty in some places. Whoops. I don't know why that's not sticking. Let's put a punch on it for a minute. Probably because it's rounded. Alright, so there's another use for your punch. So hold down here. Get this ink off of me. Okay, so the rest of my parts are on my glue dots. So 2 1-inch circles. Three-quarter-inch circles. 1/2-inch circles. And then here's my nose, and I need a little bit of dimensionals behind that. And then I lost an eyeball. So if you're fortunate enough to still have the window punch, I'm sure if you don't, you can figure something out. I'm going to punch one out. And you can do this trick with almost any of your, I call them thin punches, like this. Just slide it back in, pull it up, and punch it. So I want the other one to be almost the same size. I'm going to grab a white pen so I can see. Make a dot. So watch how I do this. I'm sliding it in, pulling it up, and then I see that dot. I'm punching it. So they're almost the same size. They may be a little bit off, but I don't know about you, but I know my eyeballs aren't even. Okay, so let's make his face. I want to put his two eyes down. And I'm going to make them goofy because this is going to go to somebody else. One of my other, either my nephew or my grandchildren. I'm going to hold those there just for a minute. We need some little dimensionals behind the eyebrows. Alright. So pretty simple. Just look at what you have between your dies, your punches, scraps. What can I do? Like I said, I have a couple of more that I'm going to show you in just a minute. Just finish this up. Come on. I don't know where my pickup tool is. I have two of them. Nose. Then just grab a Sharpie or one of your blends. Then we can give them some little rosy cheeks. Let me grab my stamp pad here. Oh, let's see. Right here. My blushing bride. Just using a sponge. Oops, I already did that one. I didn't want to do this one. It just adds a little bit of and then of course I would take a gel pen and make some dots on his eyes. So there you have it. And the possibilities are limitless. So here's some others that I made, the same principle. Here's Santa. Just took a scallop, ran it through my embossing folder. This is that winter embossing folder, made a belt. Here's a snowman, looking up. And then this one is that paper that I have that we'll do the paper share. I just cut out a couple of the mittens and again popped it up on a scallop. So let me bring back in the card. Hopefully you can see everything on the camera. So that's this week's class. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have all the measurements up tomorrow. These are great teacher gifts, co-worker gifts, nursery school, babysitters, The possibilities are endless. Grandchildren love them. Little kids in the neighborhood. I hope you guys all make some. It's really just your time. The cost is pretty economical. And like I said, I haven't done craft fairs in 3 years, and yet I still have a handful of customers that will be contacting me to buy some of these. So until next week, I hope you have a good week. I believe next week is a chapstick holder or Tic Tacs. I can't remember. But we have gift cards coming up. We have a home decor coming up. We have a beautiful, cute little ornament coming up. So I will see you next week. If you have any questions or need any help with anything, please just send me a private message. And I'm happy to help anybody and everybody. All right, everybody. Please take care of yourselves. I appreciate you joining me. Please stay safe and be kind. See you next time. Bye-bye.